All right, we're live. I think so. Drop in the comments if we're live. I know some people, it's going to take some people some time to get in. I'm trying to get out of the city. You want to pull up stats while we're waiting for people to kind of trickle in here?
I'm doing my best, but we're dealing with the same issue where anything's not loading.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I don't think we need stats to tell the story tonight.
No. And listen, we don't have anybody in right now because, to be fair, we did just start. But thank you, Blue Skies Trevor. I guess I'll just get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Charge On Postgame Live Show. I'm your host, Sean Green, alongside Nick Geddes. UCF loses 24-13 to the Florida Gators. We're going to try to keep this one short and sweet, guys. It's not like we're at the bounce house and we can just, Nick has to drive home usually, but I'm not 5 minutes, 10 minutes away. I'm about a couple hours away, and it's a bad drive. So I'm going to say my thoughts. I'm going to give the mic to Nick after. Listen, we cover this team, right? We cover them every week, all year round. And I think coming into the season, there's always high expectations. And coming into some of these games that you really expect to do well for like a Florida, you expect a team to show up. Last week, you expected the team in the big moment to come and show up against Colorado. And they didn't. They soiled the moment, got blown out at home. And you felt that, okay, there's a potential that UCF could come out in this next week against an in-state opponent that you felt you could put up a good fight against and potentially win this game. You were favored coming into this game. And UCF was absolutely abysmal. There's no two ways around it. This score doesn't really tell you the whole story. UCF, there's so many issues, and I don't want to be the guy that overreacts to two games, but this is now a pattern. Your 3 games, and I say this, your 3 games of that matter, TCU, Colorado, and Florida. You're 3 games in, and you've shown the same game all 3 times. The only difference, I don't know what is player lock check. I don't know what that is. Hopefully that doesn't do anything. The only difference between the TCU game is UCF somehow came from behind and beat TCU because TCU can't run the ball. You've now seen in 2 weeks, teams have figured out UCF. UCF can't run the ball like they want to, and their identity is completely gone in the first 2 minutes of a game when they can't run the ball effectively. Gus Malzahn's play calling is abysmal. KJ Jefferson is abysmal. I'm not really going to say the defense is too abysmal. The defense is bad, but at the end of the day, the defense made a couple plays. And that's 2 straight weeks where they've made plays, and then they give it back to the offense, and the offense just doesn't do anything. So we're going to talk as much as we possibly can. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Again, I don't know if I was a fan, I wouldn't want to tune into a post-game live after all these losses. It's just tiring to watch. But that's my quick thoughts. Everything's abysmal, and this team really sucks right now. All right, I'm going to give the mic to Nick so you can give all your thoughts.
I truly don't even, I barely know where to begin. I barely know where to begin tonight because, defensive had their issues in the first half, obviously, where they spotted Florida 24 points, and Florida was doing whatever they wanted at will. But really, from the beginning of this game, it was clear that offensively, UCF just could not do much. And we talked about it. Florida having the, second worst defense, if I had that right, in the SEC?
Yep.
Yeah, second worst defense in the SEC, allowing a crap ton of yards per game. I'm going through so much in this game right now, I can't even think of the exact amount of yardage they came in allowing in this game, but I know it was a lot. And again, don't have the stats in front of me because we have no reception out here whatsoever. But I think they might have been held under 100 yards rushing in this football game, or if they got over it, it was probably because of that last drive there. And that last drive pretty much sums it up. And it's the lack of urgency from this UCF offense tonight is the most alarming thing that I think I saw. And that's to me, that's coaching. Yeah. I don't know what is going on. We saw this last week against Colorado, we made a point to talk about it, where there's just constant substitutions over and over and over. And I understand that certain play packages and certain things you want to do, you got to make changes. I get that. But it's every single play. It takes entirely too long. The play coming in, watching the sideline tonight was a disaster. They were a disaster. It's like nobody has any idea what the play call is that's coming in. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know who should be on the field. Gus is looking at assistants. Assistants are looking at Gus. KJ's looking at Gus. I mean, it's just everywhere. And all that is to call the same 5 plays. I don't know how big this Gus Malzahn playbook is, but right now, it might as well be 5 plays.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a few times where we're sitting there in the stands and we're like, well, here comes the jet to Johnny Richardson. We saw that. That was the favorite play tonight. And it sometimes worked. Most of the time it didn't. And I feel like I've talked long enough, and I haven't even mentioned his name yet, and that's shame on me. KJ Jefferson, I told you, he cannot play. Yep. Is that clear now to everybody? He cannot play. He looks, I hate to say this about somebody, but he looks really out of shape. He still looks very slow. And by the way, I made a point to watch tonight. There are receivers open. And he just, for whatever reason, will not pull it. And we were talking about a 5th-year senior that has played, 3 or 4 seasons of SEC ball. Like, this isn't a true freshman here learning on the ropes. I can't make sense of it whatsoever. They called the little quarterback draw plays up the middle routinely tonight to KJ Jefferson. And what did he get? Like a yard maybe? 2? A few times just got stuffed completely. Like, that was the trend all night. And even in that first half, this goes back to play calling. UCF had on that 4th and 1. This was a big moment on 4th and 1. Kind of in no man's land. It was 14-3 at the time. And instead of, where they tried to go for it, right? 4th and 1.
Yep.
And instead of putting your 250-pound quarterback under center to get 1 yard, they have him in the shotgun. And he gets stuffed.
Yep. And
that was a big moment in this game. Like, all night, it was just malpractice. It really was, offensively. RJ Harvey is the lone standout tonight because at least he was still running hard at the end. He got a touchdown. Feel bad for him because I think his draft stock is tanking right now, and it's not even his fault. Listen, UCF swung and missed in the portal. And when you swing and miss in the portal, you can't do anything about it. He's a 0. UCF's passing offense is a 0. I've been saying this, that if you take UCF out of their comfort zone, and that is running the football, what do they have? And they have no passing game. If I'm a receiver tonight, I essentially, for the most part, I ran cardio. It was a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a joke. No 2 ways about it. It's bad. Want to hear your guys' thoughts. We were counting the plays. I had a stopwatch out on my phone. And we were literally timing the plays of how long it would take after a play was called to when the next play would be ran. It didn't go under 20 seconds. There's not one time, even with 4 minutes left, and you're trying to drive, you're trying to get another touchdown and make it close. It wouldn't go below 20 seconds. And, I said, I tweeted this out, but, I've been a big Gus, I don't want to say supporter, but I tend to stick up for Gus when, people get upset and say to fire him and all this stuff. I usually am the one that tends to stick up for Gus. This game right here was the first time that I really started to question Gus Malzahn and his ability to call an offense. Because either A, he's just losing it, or B, he doesn't trust KJ Jefferson. And that's very apparent. They're relying heavily on the run game that sometimes, or most of the time, just not there. Because, again, what have we talked about? Teams are loading the box. They are, and call like it is, they are not afraid of KJ Jefferson running the football. They're doing all these fake handoffs and maybe KJ takes it. Teams do not care if KJ holds on to the football. They don't. They simply don't. Like, in the QB draws, like Gus calling as many QB draws as he does, he's not John Rice Plumlee. KJ Jefferson is not going to carve up and get 10 yards on a QB draw when nothing's there.
Yeah. You go back to the last drive. Are my eyes deceiving me? UCF was losing that football game, right? On that last drive, they got the ball back, and I'm not saying it wasn't a long shot that you win the game or anything like that, but you got the ball back with 4 minutes and 50 seconds, and
Hello, how are you? Good. None. We're live right now. We got permission to do this. Yeah, we're live. If you want to, I wouldn't. We're trying to get out of here, but
Oh no, you're okay.
we're doing this at a house, so we're trying to get out of here. But the play calling and the time of possession has been terrible. The way that, this just epitomizes the day, honestly, the way this is all going. But no, the fact that RJ got what he did, I think he got 16 carries for 77 yards, very similar to last week against Colorado. But listen, it's bad. It's really bad. There's nothing more that we can really say. I want to get to some of your guys' comments because, I don't know where we go from here, to be honest. I'm nervous about Cincinnati. I'm nervous about every other, game on the schedule. But let's just go to your comments really quick and get kind of what you guys are saying. Blue Skies Trevor live. Stetson, it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season. Again, they just got manhandled on both sides of the football for 2 straight weeks, especially against TCU. And, I don't know. We got a long season to come. DC, Lysel says changes need to be made. What changes?
I was going to say, Gus Malzahn needs to really, really reconsider the play calling duties right now. If this is how it's going to be, 6 points up until 8 minutes left in this football game against that Florida defense. I think the play calling duties. I think Darren Henshaw needs to make a return. What do you have to lose? And in my opinion, to me, I cut my losses with KJ Jefferson at this point. He is what he is. He ain't getting you anywhere. He's not getting you anywhere. I can't guarantee that Ja'Cory Brown's getting you anywhere, but I don't need it. But KJ Jefferson is not the future of the program, and it's abundantly clear to everybody that UCF is not going where we all thought they had a chance to go. It ain't happening. I don't know. Now I got to seriously re-look at the schedule and figure out where these wins are going to come from, because you play like you do tonight, you're not winning any game. So I see a lot of changes that need to be made. And will they make them, or will Gus Malzahn continue to be stubborn?
If you guys need us to move, we'll move. If you really need us to move, I'm totally fine moving by the car. Okay, because I'm sorry. We got permission, but I totally get it. It's your guys' house, so. Okay, I just want to make sure. We apologize. We'll get out of here quick. I think I was thinking about the schedule in the last 30 minutes. To be completely honest, I don't know where the wins come. Like next week against Cincy's no joke. BYU's a tough team that I just don't think UCF matches up well against. And this is why we say you can make predictions at the beginning of the season about where you think a team will project. But this team is not and again, I want to emphasize this. You don't want to just take these 2 losses and make really bold statements and just say, this team, these 2 weeks. But these 2 weeks are so bad.
Here's the thing. Maybe Colorado is improved. You could sell me on that, okay? You can't sell me that Florida all of a sudden overnight just became a juggernaut. You can't sell that to me, because in the first half, Florida looked like a top 10 team in the nation. And I don't say that. This is not like hyperbole. Like they looked like that against UCF. Yeah. It was really easy. Yeah, the defense pitched a shutout in the second half, but it was clear that Florida, I think, took their foot off the pedal a little bit. But you know what? The standards aren't as high around here for the defense, so I'll give them credit. You would have told me they would have allowed 24 points in this game against Florida. I thought you would have won every night. Fact of the matter is, if UCF has just half-decent quarterback play tonight, they probably win the game, because the opportunities were there. The red zone opportunities, once again, were there, and I don't know what it is, but when this offense gets inside the 10-yard line, they just I don't know. I can't explain the play calling whatsoever. It's like they stop running the ball when they get down there. We're throwing goal line fades to Randy Pittman. It's just a disaster. We have KJ Jefferson who can't throw a screen pass to RJ Harvey late in the game. We got KJ Jefferson with receivers running open, and he just holds on to it. Like, the whole operation was bad tonight. It was completely bad. It was way worse than it was last week, in my opinion. It's like, you lose the game's fine, but it's like, it's the way you lose. You got blown out last week at home, and 24-13 does not tell the story of this game. No. It was not really close.
No, it should have been 40-3. I'm going to be honest. Like, the offense was just that bad. And again, you made a good point walking back, and, you know, the defense was bad. I'm not going to sit here. Listen, I'm not going to be say, oh, well, you know, I give the defense a lot of credit. No, the defense sucked. But what I will say is we know what this defense is now. I really do. This defense is a defense that's going to give a lot of yards, but they're going to get you about 2 to 3 stops a game. And unfortunately,
they had 4 tonight.
Yeah, they had 4. And unfortunately, that's kind of what you're dealing with. So on those 4 stops, as an offense, you're going to need to go execute, and you're going to need to go score the ball. Because if you don't, then you're going to get games like this, where you're getting, again, it doesn't show a blowout, but it's a blowout. You got manhandled on both sides of the football. You couldn't do anything. The entire team looked, I don't even know what the word you would use. They looked unmotivated on the sideline. Florida had all the juice, and I get it. It's a Florida home game. I get all that. Again, I understand that completely. But you would think UCF fans showed up. They showed up. I mean, I guess in the press box, Florida people were talking about it. We were sitting close to Florida fans, and when UCF fans were making noise, you could definitely tell they were impressed.
Yeah, the
UCF
fan base did their part, but you know, they had nothing to cheer about tonight.
Well, no, and that's what is ridiculous for me. It's like the fan base is in a good spot, but the team is not putting out a product that fans should be proud of. So I'm going to read a couple more comments. Orion the Scholar just felt like Gus gave up.
I can't explain Gus Malzahn right now.
Yeah,
I can't. It's like, again, the momentum that he's created off the field for this program is great, but the on-the-field product is deteriorating before our very eyes. Yeah. It's deteriorating. They had 6 points through 52 minutes against Florida. Yeah. If Billy Napier loses this game tonight, I don't know if he makes it to Monday. Like, that's the team you were playing. Florida did not all of a sudden overnight become an SEC juggernaut, but they damn sure look like it tonight for most of it.
Defense looked like Georgia. Like, call it like it is.
It's crazy. Like, I can't wrap my head around what we saw tonight, and I just keep going back to the tempo of the lack of tempo of this offense. Like, for a program that we thought loves to go fast, and Gus Malzahn literally wrote a book, if I'm not mistaken, about the up-tempo offense. I got that right, correct? Like, hello, we started timing it where we were sitting. It's amazing. And that drive they came out of half, 9 minutes to get 3 points. 9 minutes to get 3 points.
Yeah, and I mean, you've noticed when UCF has gone up-tempo, they've actually been very effective in the last couple weeks. They don't go up-tempo.
They don't know what play they want to call, even though it's the same play every single time. Like,
do you think the in the headset is actually worse for Gus Malzahn than just
apparently? The whole
they're still using the sideline. They're still going to the sideline for the play.
In helmet communication they're doing, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. It's not, something's not right. Something is not right now with this offense. It's very clear when you score, let me do my math, 34 points in 2 games against Colorado and Florida. No.
Kevin Suarez says, buckle up. It's going to be a long season, boys. Gus Bus is going in reverse, unfortunately. Tyler put in Riley. He's a good traditional quarterback. They're not putting in, first of all, Riley wasn't even at the game. I mean, he's the 5th quarterback on the roster, so he was working out this morning in Orlando. So it is what it is. Stetson, 108 rushing yards, 165 passing. Yeah, it's one of the worst offensive games.
108 rushing yards. 108 rushing yards.
It's been
how many did RJ Pardew have tonight?
77.
77. Same thing as last week.
Yep.
There you go.
There's your game right there. Kenny, he's just not good. It sucks, but it's just not happening. I don't know who you're referring to. He's just not good.
Jefferson.
Oh. That's the thing. I think KJ's not good, but at the end of the day, the offense is not suited to what KJ does. Like, they're calling plays that they're calling quarterback draws on 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
We're taking this whole he's Cam Newton. We're taking that whole comparison thing just a bit too far. He's not Cam Newton. He was never going to be Cam Newton. Stop running plays for him like he's Cam Newton. He does not hit the hole and go. He just dilly-dallies around there and waits for something to happen. Hole doesn't open, he gets hit, and they get 1 yard. Rinse, wash, repeat.
We're doing this from a house, and the owner gave us permission, but I don't think the people in the actual rent the house, like what we're doing. So we're trying to get out of here quick, because I just don't really care that much. Yeah, he's not good. Congratulations, KJ. You made your money. Got to play Brown so we can see if we have next year's QB on the roster. I would not be shocked if you see Jakari Brown next week. KJ will start the game, but if he starts playing like that, yeah, you're gonna have to make a change and see what you got. Hell, maybe even put up EJ Colson. Maybe like EJ Colson might be a guy that you can potentially put in. Tyler, never seen a team run so many QB draws with the slowest quarterback known of mankind. Yeah, we talked about it.
You and me both, Tyler.
Yeah. Kenny, shotgun, empty too, right? Yeah, he gets in the shotgun every single time. Kenny, they didn't even want to pass the ball down at the end, and then when they did, it's a pick. Well, yeah, he had a bunch of guys open at the end there. It didn't matter. He threw it to the back other half of the field and threw the pick, and they were just running jet sweeps the entire time with 2 minutes left. So don't know what else. Tyler, OMG, yes, the tempo. Kevin Suarez for head coach that is seasoned and coaching the SEC has looked so damn lost on a regular basis. Insane, man. Should we just go bring this out to my car?
We could wrap up.
Okay. I mean, how many people are in here? Just because I don't know. Would I be watching? Oh, we have a good amount of people watching. Okay. I think we should just move it out there. Should we just move it back to my car? We're gonna move this. You want to grab my stuff right there? I'm done with them kind of looking. You want to grab my bag? Yeah, grab my bag. We're gonna take you on a little journey. Grab my bag and my right there on the thing. See, this is live TV right here. You're getting brought. I'm not gonna show the. Let's see. This is real TV right here. I'm going to put you right here. Let's see if that works. All right. Now, we won't get... we feel bad. They rent this house. We got permission from the owner, but we kind of feel a little weird doing that. Did you get all my stuff?
Yeah.
Did you get the bag? All right, just throw it in the car. Live TV.
We'll wrap up here in just
We're going to wrap up. There's a lot of you in here. I want to get to all your guys what you guys have to say, but we kind of just don't want to intrude on their house. That's my girlfriend sitting in the back car. I'm sure she loves she wanted to come on because she was upset about the way we played. Kevin, for a head coach that season and coaching the SEC, he looks so damn lost on a regular basis. Insane, man. Yeah, 100%. Gus don't look good. We talked about that. Something needs to change. I don't know. His play calling is really bad. There's not much else we can say. Tyler, never seen a team run the clock down when down. That's I think the problem. the confidence. That's why we keep thinking the confidence level is at an all-time low, because they're running jet sweeps with 2 minutes left. You're down by 11 points. They're running jet sweeps to Johnny Richardson and not throwing the ball down the field. There's no confidence. And also, now granted, we complained a lot about screen passes last year. The last couple years with Gus.
I'd take a nice, well-run screen right now.
I would take
But KJ Jefferson loves selling those to R.J. Harvey, so,
Yeah, I would take...
You get what you get, folks. You get what you get.
I would take a well-run screen any day right now. I would take a really bad Gus screen call, really bad, because the passing game is just so non-existent. You saw now, the quick slant game, not there. Xavier Townsend, he had it. Now it's just bad. The offense is really bad. Chasen Johnson is the real deal, number 27. No, Chasen Johnson was one of the only bright spots. We've been talking about Chasen Johnson since spring. He does need to get bigger, but I think for a true freshman to come in and really his first action, he played a couple games early, and his first action to go up against Florida and have the performance he did tonight, they weren't throwing it his way. He was good in coverage, but we've been clamoring to see Chasen Johnson get more opportunities.
Just play the young guys, man. Let me see what they have, because some of the guys you've brought in, they aren't giving you anything, and certainly that That starts with the cornerback, and that starts with some of the guys in that secondary. So yeah, I thought Chasen, all things considered, played up pretty well tonight.
We have a lot of comments. Okay, we're gonna try to get through these.
We might have to rapid fire through this.
We're gonna rapid fire. I think this is much better than where we were. I don't think we're gonna. There's people tailgating out here, so I think we're okay right now. He had some good hits. I think he's talking about Jason. Yeah, he had some good hits. There was a couple tackling issues, but I'm being negative. He played really good. He was one of the bright spots on the defense today for sure. Kenny, they probably prefer he run over Harvey, if anything. Who? KJ? If we're talking about KJ, I mean, no. KJ, yeah, no. Look what happens when you play some of the youngins. That's a long-winded question. To be honest, I don't think you should play all the young guys at 3 and 2. Like
you don't play all the young guys because like I know as crazy as it looks right now, like the season's not over. There are changes that need to be made. Yes, I think there just are some young guys who should, if they warrant playing time, they should get it. But it doesn't have to be everybody.
Yeah. Orion the Scholar actually thought that Gus ran the ball at the time to tire the Gator defense didn't even matter. No, they were just loading the box the entire time. Like it didn't take. They kept bringing the safety over to blitz. They would act like they were playing in a 6-man front, and then what they would do is they would bring the corner of the safety up to blitz. But it was really just if KJ would run it, the safety would take KJ. If they ran it with RJ, well, they've got enough guys in the box. So again, we were talking about the offensive play calling, dude. I shouldn't be able to know what you're going to call. Like, I shouldn't. How many times was I right where I'm like, oh, it's going here?
It's very predictable, like I said. I mean, anytime they brought Johnny in motion, how many times tonight? And, again, I can't make much sense of it. I know we sound like a broken record at this point. What else do you say? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's bad. I actually thought, one youngin gets a shot and is best DB out there. Mac McWilliams played pretty good. I mean, again, what did Florida really need to do?
I was going to say, there were some great plays made by DK on the other side for Florida. And, when you're in the stands like that, I wasn't necessarily paying attention much to who was on them. So we'll have to see what happened on some of those plays where DK got free, especially the touchdown, which was a beautiful throw by DJ Lagway. But yeah, I mean, from a bird's eye view, it feels like Chasen Johnson was the star of the show. I mean, I shouldn't say star because he had some tackling issues, but everybody had tackling issues tonight. But he was definitely the best of the bunch.
I'm gonna go through a couple of these. We're gonna try to get out of here by 12. So put in as many questions as you can. New QB, Riley or Brown? If a quarterback comes in, it's gonna be Jakari Brown. They're paying him a lot of money. I know they're paying him a lot of money to be the backup because he's potentially going to be the starter next year. So I think if you sit KJ, who you're also paying a lot of money, it would be to play Jakari Brown. The night UCF, I wouldn't doubt if these player deals included promised playing time, and that's what we were doing to change that and Gus's fantasy of getting Cam Newton 2.0. I can guarantee you there is no promise of playing time in any of those deals. I would almost guarantee you there is no chance of that happening. I don't. There is no promise. That's why you saw a guy like Brian Threats transfer. There's no promises in any of these deals. Zeus Assassin, KJ needs to be benched now, or the ceiling is 5 and 7. Yeah, he's going to start next week. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Like, Jakari or KJ is going to play. KJ is going to start. But if he keeps playing like the way he's playing, it's going to be a quick. Because I think the way that Gus is calling the plays right now, like, to be honest, it fits Jakari better because Jakari plays more like John Rice than he does KJ. So,
well, at least Jakari can move. Like KJ, he's just, like I said, he's lumbering out there. Like he just doesn't. I don't see this athleticism that everybody was talking about. It feels like if you hadn't watched KJ Jefferson at all and you were just tuning in and going off of what everybody was saying, it's like you feel like you were sold some sort of false idea because he's just not that guy, and the play calling is not suiting him whatsoever.
Cincy, then BYU, then Iowa State on the road. No, it's Cincy, then Iowa State, then BYU. So it doesn't. Yeah.
It's getting harder,
next week's a must-win.
It's getting harder. Yeah. It's getting harder before it gets easier. In fact, it's not going to keep getting easier because Arizona and Utah are still waiting. Like, it's not going to get easier. It's going to continue to get harder for UCF. See if we can fly through these here.
I'm trying to find where. Right here. Buff fan here pulling for you to get y'all to figure it out. I appreciate that. Orion the Scholar tried Jakari Brown. Yeah, we're going to have to. Colorado exposed UCF. Honestly, yeah. Colorado found the blueprint.
Definitely.
It's not, they put the blueprint on tape, and, I will say TCU put something on tape. They didn't really put on tape how to stop the run, but Colorado definitely put the blueprint to stop the run. Blue Skies Trevor, I've defended Gus for years. That's over tonight. We ruined our first few years in the conference where we could have made a real impression. Again, that's another long-winded answer we just don't have time for. I don't think the first year was a negative in the conference. Right now, you have the opportunity. This year specifically, though, yeah, like if the way it's looking with how this team is, it could be bad. Tyler, Riley, or Brown, we need a new face. Yeah, we continue saying that it's probably going to be Brown. Savannah, it just seems like KJ is. You didn't comment. The night Gus won't. He's just too fixated on having Cam Newton 2.0. The way he keeps playing, yeah, he will sit him. Philip Johnson losing to the youngins at QB 2. Yeah, I kind of want to see E.J. Colson, but that's just me. Tyler released the young studs. Again, we'll talk about it on the pod that gets released tomorrow about playing young guys, but it's not always the answer. But I get why there's frustration. KJ seems uninspired, slower, no confidence, and doesn't seem like a breed option than Jakari. I think most of these are going to be about KJ. Yeah. To be completely honest, guys, like well, there's a couple that aren't about KJ. Well, but yeah, KJ's bad. Like, there's no question, KJ's bad.
Yeah, there was this comment. Where was it at here? Commentary. Apparently on commentary, they said this is unbelievable what they were doing with regards to how slow UCF was going on offense in the third quarter. Yeah, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. Just to, like I said, 9 minutes on that first opening drive to get 3 points because they were moving in slow motion. I'm trying to get to the ones that are non-KJ here.
Hey, we got offered to come down to to Victor Love's Airbnb. That would be nice, but I'm trying to get out of this.
I did want to say this real quick because I know we're about to log off here. Kevin Suarez said, Sean and Nick, super thankful for what y'all do. Seriously, I know it's tough and it's hard work, but you guys are the GOATs. I personally want to say thank you to everybody for watching. I know that what you watched on the field tonight sucked, but I appreciate the passion. That's what college football is passion. Like, we're fans too, and, we're passionate about this as well, so we appreciate it. I know that tonight we're kind of, this is not usually the plan to do stuff like this, but we did what we could, so I appreciate everybody listening, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. Us trying to make light of what happened tonight. So
yeah, I want to say as a sports fan, I credit all of you guys. I physically can't really go watch other stuff like this because I just get too angry. So the fact that you guys tune into us and try to care about what we think speaks for itself. So we genuinely do appreciate it. The channel's been doing amazingly. If you guys would like, please drop a subscription or a follow or whatever, because, hey, we don't get any breaks. We can't turn the channel off. We can't turn this team off. We got to keep watching, and hopefully it gets better.
Yep, that's it.
Any final thoughts before we get out of this city? Because I'm so ready to get out of here.
I think we're going to wrap up. We both got long drives home. So, again, thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you guys later this week.
Kenny, thank you. This was more entertaining than the game, so thanks. Listen, I don't want to give myself a pat on the back, but there's not much. There's pretty much anything could be better than what we watched. But, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that you do. We greatly appreciate it. Tomorrow morning, post-game pod. Think it'll be just me wrapping this game up. So be on the lookout for that. More games to come. We're only 5 games in, got a lot more. But for Nick Geddes, I've been Sean Green. Go Knights. Charge on. UCF loses 24-13 to the Florida Gators. We will be back tomorrow, so tune in for that. Good night, guys.